Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel and thanks for logging on. If you enjoy these videos, do me a favor and subscribe to our YouTube channel right here at Watchbox Reviews. I'd really appreciate it, and I promise to update daily. If you like this watch, you can see it and you can purchase it on our website, thewatchbox.com. Today we're discussing the latest iteration of the Audemars Piguet Royal Oak Chronograph. This is the 26331ST, a 2017 20th anniversary model year launch. It celebrated 2 decades of the standard Royal Oak chronograph, distinct in profile and mechanics from the larger offshore. This one hews a little closer to the original Royal Oak design language. As you can see, 41mm has been the size for the Royal Oak chrono since 2012, and that doesn't change. The watch is broad, however. It wears larger than a 41. Lug to lug, you're going to find it measures 51.6mm, but if you count these intermediate links, which flare rigidly over the ends of the wrist, you'll find it's actually a 54mm watch across the wrist, so it does sit like a 42 or a 43 round watch. It's slim, however. 11mm thick, you'll note, because of the sloped bezel, it will slide relatively easy under a dress cuff, both the jacket and the sleeve beneath. The bracelet is beautifully made. This is always a highlight of any Royal Oak. You do feel, however, that when equipped with a strap of any description, you're losing a lot of the intended design as well as the added value, as the Royal Oak had always and only been designed as a watch on a full bracelet integrated into the case lines. Of course, the finish of the bracelet is as exquisite as the bezel and the case itself, and you'll note everything from the satin finish to the polished bevels to the fact that on the underside, the bracelet is thoughtfully designed with channels to avoid trapping heat, pinching skin, or pulling hair. All removable links are sized with screws, and these latest generation clasps, even on the Royal Oaks, feel tough enough to belong on offshores. Very secure, with twin trigger release and substantial swing arms and chassis. Double finish too, with satin and blasted interior finishing. Moving back to the case, you can see all of the cardinal styling features. The rounded profiles of the octagonal bezel inspired by British Royal Navy warships, the inset hexagonal white gold bezel bolts polished to contrast with the satin of the bezel top, the flank beautifully executed with the lines of the bezel continued seamlessly through the mid-case into the case back, and the bracelet fixed by screws, not spring bars. Solidly made and visually identical on the outside to the previous model. The one major change has been the replacement of the true screw-down chronograph pushers with simulated screw-down chronograph pushers. They are shouldered, so they still have the same proportion and physical presence as their predecessors, but you no longer have to thread out a screwed shoulder in order to operate the pushers. You have the same 50-meter water resistance with always ready, full-time push-down pushers, such that if you do need to quickly grab the chrono and start timing something or stop, you no longer have to worry about threading out the pusher guards. You'll also note that the timepiece features a tapisserie dial with a few changes. It's now asymmetrical, with the chronograph registers for hours and minutes maximized and the minimally calibrated constant seconds at 6 o'clock minimized. There have been other changes to the track outboard of the center. You'll also note there's now a tone-on-tone design with what's known as a panda in this case, and in just about every iteration you will see a contrast between register and dial base that makes for a more expressive dial face and perhaps a more emotionally engaging Royal Oak chronograph, always trying to level the playing field with the offshore. The Royal Oak has now drawn even in terms of visual interest. White gold indices, white gold hands, and you will note a new skeletonized counterweight to the chronograph seconds hand, white gold AP logo, and of course underneath the solid caseback, the same Frederic Piguet 1185 based Audemars Piguet 2385, automatic winding, 3 Hz beat rate, 21,600 vibrations per hour, that is 40-hour power reserve, efficient unidirectional action, thin, fine, and adjusted in a chronometer-like 5 positions. The 37 jewel movement features both a vertical clutch, so you can start the chronograph without jump and leave it running without additional wear and tear on your watch, and it also features a column wheel for function selection, which makes it crisp to the ear and to the finger. Quick set for the date. One feature the watch does lack is a hacking seconds function. In every other respect, though, a high horology movement for a high horology watch. And once again, still a screw-down crown, 50 meters water resistant. AP rates this watch as sufficiently water resistant for surface swimming and bathing. So it is an aquatic watch. You can take it to get wet and wild during the late days of summer 2018 or perhaps a winter vacation to come. See this one and make it yours, the latest version of the Royal Oak Chronograph on the Watchbox. And we're back with the Audemars Piguet Royal Oak Chronograph, latest generation 26331ST. As you can see, beautifully luminescent by night. Note the reflection of the indices in the mirror-polished inner face of the bezel, one of many thoughtful design refinements among innumerable fine finishing inside and out on the Royal Oak Chronograph.